Well, hello everybody. It's 3 o'clock and we're live, and we have a really special guest today. Maura Mackey, the interior designer, has come back, and we're not going to be talking about interior design today. This month and this week is World Menopause Week. I'm not sure if it's a month, but it's certainly the week. And there's been so much awareness about the whole topic of menopause, and people are openly sharing their stories, and it's a subject that needs to be discussed and needs to be talked about, and that's what we're talking about today. Now, I will say neither Maura nor myself are menopause experts, but we are both women who've gone through it. And if anybody wants to join in, if anybody's got a question, if you want to share your own experiences, please do. Maura, it is just a joy to see you back. It's lovely.
And lovely to see you too, Anne. Thanks for having me.
Oh, look, it's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. But where do we start, Maura? Just tell your story.
I suppose when I was 46, I kind of started getting a few symptoms, the hot flushes and things like that. And I suppose I kind of went, okay, right, didn't, I thought I was too young to start it. But look, I went with it, and there was a few interruptions to my cycle, and I kind of went with that too. And then a year on, it nearly got to the stage where I kind of didn't have periods for nearly a year. And then I went to my doctor, and I just said I didn't feel great. I was kind of feeling a bit off, and he said, look, you're probably going through menopause. And I said, okay. So I remember joining a few Facebook groups and kind of started taking vitamins, and I'd say everything now that was recommended online. And for many group, I'd say there was different packages coming in the door. Ken was like, here's another package for you this month. Nothing was kind of working, but I was kind of battling through it. So then about 2 years ago, it kind of my symptoms got worse. They kind of went from
in what way, Maura?
So I suppose my symptoms really were low mood, itchy skin, brain fog. I have to say, and there was times that I actually thought, I thought this couldn't be menopause, because I actually thought I was losing my mind. I was forgetting things, silly things, things that I would remember normally in a whim, and it was just, I kind of felt, am I getting a bit of dementia or something like that? The hot flushes were there, but you know what? Now that was okay. I just presumed they were menopause, but this, lack of information, I suppose, just not feeling right. Couldn't remember silly things, achy joints, and my joints were just absolutely killing me. And the big thing for me, which was the thing that I actually couldn't deal with at all, was because I never experienced before, is that I used to be waking up at night, I'd go to sleep maybe at 11:30, 12, and by 1 I'm awake with severe anxiety and unreal palpitations. And it would start then, and I remember I'd have to wake my husband and say, Ken, oh my God, Ken, I actually feel awful. There was nights and that I actually thought, oh my God, I just can't live my life like this. It keeps going. Then it was happening during the day. And I remember even one time giving a presentation on tears to girls in West Cork. And I remember I was giving it away. Next thing I felt fine. Next all of a sudden, it was like a swarm of bees coming up through me, like hot flushes. No, but this was from an anxiety point of view. And I actually felt it was like someone was choking me, and I actually couldn't breathe. And next all of a sudden, the tears just ran down my face. And the girls were like, it's okay, Maura, breathe. And they'd done a few EFT things, tapping with me, and a few bit of breathing, and helped me through it. But I was saying, Anne, if one or two of those girls would have known that I was going through menopause, because we would have had, I don't know, maybe chats or something online or something, because we had been going through COVID. But I was saying they were so good to me, so kind to me. And I felt like that. Imagine if that happened to me in a situation now that in a workplace, if you don't let people know how you're feeling, and especially with menopause, because I know people try to shy away from it, then there's nobody can help you, and nobody can actually give you a bit of help, or, oh, Maura, look, you okay there? Will I do this for you or whatever? But I just think that those girls were so good to me that morning. I came off and I was like, you know what? I was in the middle of my business after starting about a year and a bit. And I was kind of going, it's okay not to be okay, one, right? Because this is another stage in my life that I'm going through. Yes, it's a big crappy one. But I was kind of saying, and there was times, and I won't lie, there was times I was like, I'm just going to pack in the business. I just can't do this. But you know what? Now, maybe the business kept me going too, in the other sense of saying, you know what? I worked hard now to get here. I'm not going to. But saying that, there was days and there was weekends that I actually was in such a low place that I actually couldn't, if I didn't see anybody for a long time, it would worry me. And you know me, Anne, I'm a very people person. I love talking to people, meeting people, but there was one or two shaky weekends there, and I won't lie, and I didn't know where I was going to end up. I just didn't feel very well. And I just said to myself, I just can't live my life. My sister used to be saying to me, Maura, you need to get onto HRT. Now, at this stage, I had already been on to a lady Mallow about the HRT, but because my mum had breast cancer, and it was as a result of HRT, she was told at the time, then obviously that's not something I wanted for me. So that's why I tried everything alternative. I'd say there wasn't a battle going that I didn't get up and down the country, getting it off different people, and people were fabulous helping me out, but none of it worked. So eventually, I was speaking, one of my low weekends, I was speaking to an old school pal, and I just said, look, Fiona, I'm actually in a bad way. And I knew that she had got help. So she told me about this lady in Dublin, Quiva Hartley. So I rang her and I made an appointment. And within 3 weeks, I had an appointment with her. And I went on, it was a Zoom call. I could have went to Dublin now as well to see her, but I just went, you know what, now I'll just do it on Zoom. But I actually spent the whole hour and bawling, crying. It was like, okay, she's listening to me now. And I felt it was like, but she said, Maura, first of all, she said, I'm sorry this has happened to you. And it was just like, you know, she doesn't think I'm going mad. She doesn't think that I'm one of these people I'm not depressed. I'm not losing my mind. She said, Maura, these are common symptoms. But unfortunately, she said, you've been very unlucky. You've had so many of them. Not every woman would get that many symptoms, as you know yourself. Like, it depends on your own situation. But look, we went through the whole lot. She told me what was available to me, what I could try, what I couldn't try. And I had done a lot of research about the HRT. And I suppose I kind of knew that I would like to go on the land and sea-based HRT, which is available there too. But rather than your synthetic one, no, everyone's different. But this is the one that I felt I wanted to go on. And it was a no-brainer at that stage because I felt, do you know what now? It's either now go on the HRT or actually just be like suffering like this for the rest of my life. And I just didn't want that. I felt it was like I was only like a third of the person that I should be because of this. Do you know what I mean? And I think that so many think, you know what now, why suffer in silence? I suppose I just think that thank God people are now recognizing that menopause is something that we need help with, the same way as teenagers need help with their journey going through teenage years and different things that happen to us, you know, when you get your first period. So I just think it's another stage. Yes, we're out the other side, but I won't lie, it was a frightening time in my life. I had the appointment with Quiva. Within 2 weeks of me starting the HRT, I could feel a change. I was sleeping at night. No more achy joints, no more brain fog. I felt like I could actually have started a diploma or a master's in something. I felt that my brain was like, I couldn't get enough information. It was like there was courses. I was like, oh, I'm going to do that course. I wanted to do the course because I was kind of going, oh my God, like I felt I had the energy to do it again. And that what was going in was staying in. Do you know what I mean? And I was able to sleep. I was getting my night's sleep. And you know what now? Anxiety, palpitations, everything left me. I didn't have a symptom.
That is incredible.
It was
Absolutely
like
incredible.
it was like a light bulb moment, and I just felt, come here, you know, I just felt like the old Maura again. I wanted to do stuff. I wasn't like there was even times when but there was 1 or 2 nights blown in the mobile home last year. I have a mobile home in Barleycove, and I was blowing the mobile home, and the girls were having, you know, a few drinks or whatever, and like outside, and one of the girls came up to me, she goes, are you not coming down to join us? Because obviously I'd normally be the first down there.
Like the soul of the party, yeah.
Are you like yourself that you'd love to kind of meet the people? And she was up, she was, are you okay? And I said, I'm not. I was actually in a bad way above on the couch. And I was just kind of going, I don't even know if I could stay here tonight. I think I need to ring my husband, Ken, and come home and come up and collect me. You know what I mean? I didn't even want to be in that place on my own. So it was an awful time, but it was the best thing I've done for me and my journey is ring and make a phone call, get your bloods done. I'm post-menopause now, which obviously the blood told me, my doctor told me in a turn, and Quiva told me, but as she said, just because you're post-menopause doesn't mean that you still don't have the symptoms that, like, obviously, hopefully they'll be there for less now that I've gone through the worst that's there. But after 3 months, I had a follow-up with her, and I just kind of said to her that I kind of felt there was a small bit of the anxiety kind of coming back, maybe nearly up to the 3-month mark. And she said, it's okay. I started you on the very lowest dose. And she said, by increasing the dose within a weekend, I saw it was back to level again. So she said, the level you're on now is what people normally go on, but I just said I'd start you on the minimum dose. But I won't lie, Anne, I just feel like $1 million now. I feel
You
like
look at $1 million. You look amazing.
and you know what? Little things. And my hair was falling out. I had actually, you know, my hair was very long. I had to get it all cut up. My hair was coming out in clumps. I had a constant itchy head. It was just awful. I won't lie. I just was like, oh my God. I felt like I aged overnight. I felt my skin, makeup, even putting on makeup. And I know they're all simple things, but every bit of makeup that I used to love before, I've changed all my makeup now. And because it just didn't suit my face back then. It was just clumpy on my face, everything. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're not feeling well and if things aren't going right in your body, obviously it'll show on your face, your skin, your hair, everything.
Absolutely. Tell me, is she an endocrinologist or what is she?
She specialised completely on menopause. That's her. She's a doctor, obviously, and that's her thing. That she just specialises in. She's in Dublin, and that menopause is her job. I presume that she
Okay,
has several different areas to her business
of
and to
course.
her doctorate or whatever she is. But I tell you now, she gave me my life back, and I owe her that
Well,
so much.
I'm
And
so glad you found her,
yeah,
because I know there are women, and lots of the women who come in are sitting quietly in the background and they're introverts, and that's perfectly,
yeah, yeah,
perfect. And they don't chat, but they're listening. So,
yeah,
if you touch one person today with that story, Maura, I think we've done our work for the week, because
yeah,
so many people, and if you didn't have friends that you could talk to, if you didn't have sisters, you might just think, I know somebody else in Donegal town who was exactly the same as you with the brain fog. She thought she was going insane, and she really
yeah,
thought that she had some sort of dementia.
mm, yeah. I did, and I just think, you know what now? It's a very lonely place to be when it's starting, and it's like, and no matter how supportive your family, your husband, whatever, who you have, sisters, brother, whatever, mother, but like, I suppose a lot of us start off in denial. It's like, I'm not here in my life. I'm too young to
Of
be starting
course.
to have symptoms. Oh, this can't be me. And I remember bringing it up a few times, different people, and it was like a taboo subject in the sense of like, and then they had no interest talking about it. And then just because I suppose it's happening to me didn't mean that they had interest, but I was kind of going, that's just like, did anybody kind of, feel like this? And it's just, I suppose now people realize it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk about it. It's not a disease. It's something that we need to talk about and create awareness out there. And you know what I mean?
And thankfully, there is tons of awareness, and even from
Thank God.
perimenopause as well, that was never talked about until
Yeah,
quite recently.
yeah.
And there's so much help out there, and lots of people have been over the last while doing lots of really. I know Uno Hagen has been doing amazing work in Mars. Lots of
Una was
people have.
fabulous. I did contact Una. I have to say,
Did
no,
you?
and in
Okay.
fairness, she was fabulous. I remember seeing my sister tell me one night, contact Una Hagen there in Mars. And I remember sending her a message. And in fairness, she couldn't have been better. She just tried this, this, and this, and she then told me about a Dr. Mary Ryan, who's another fab lady in Limerick, and I made an appointment, but I chickened out because it was the HRT, and then, do you know what? Do you know the way you kind of go, yeah, and then it was just, I suppose, my friend rang me at the right time when I was in the lowest point of my life, and I won't lie, and then I just said, okay, I'm making that appointment. Do you know what I mean?
And you found your person, because
I did it.
everybody's not. You need to pick the right person for you as well. Yeah.
Friday night, I remember texting her, and she came back to me that Friday night. She texted me again on Sunday, and the whole following week, it was like, did you try this, this, this? Like, she didn't know me from Adam, and she's just such a lovely lady.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. If anybody has any comments or anything, hi Brita, and I think who else is here? Trina's there as well. Say hello to us, and if there's anything that anybody else has found that helped them, share it, please. Because the more we talk about this, the more people will
Yeah.
just find what will
It's
work for
another,
them.
it's
I
like,
was very lucky. I really had no symptoms pretty much, but I had a Mirena coil, and I wondered if that was why, if the hormones from that did something, because
see,
I
that
think.
delays it, doesn't it, Andy? Kind of, because if one doctor said to me, would I think about going on the coil? Uh, having the coil, I was kind of going, do you know what? No, I kind of suppose I just, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
big man. And you thought they delayed your symptoms, so.
I definitely, I got through it very, very easily. But I have so many friends who, between the restless legs that were driving them crazy at night, and the itchy skin, and the sweating, like profuse sweating, having t-shirts
Yeah.
at the bed to change into, and changing their bed linen. Shirley's there too. Hi, Shirley. And Jackie's there. Hi, Jackie. Hope the sun's shining up and looking.
Yeah. And and another lady, and I'm just sharing it out there now because I find it a great little group to be in as well. There's a lady there, Ashley Tobin, and she has a Facebook group called Happy Hormones Club.
Love
And
it.
they do discuss an awful lot about menopause, perimenopause, and things you can do. And I just think, do you know what now? You might meet something like that. You might meet someone on there that's saying, hi, I'm, say, Anne from up the country, and basically I'm finding this is a symptom. Is this a regular? Is this a normal thing that happen? And people come in and they comment, and then, do you know what? You might only have that one symptom, but by hearing other people's ideas and how they've been gone through it, it might help you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Hello, Kavina. Kavina's there too. Kavina's distracted me. But so how do you feel now, Maura? Is your energy fully back?
I'm telling you now, I feel like a new woman. I feel like I feel like no more achy joints, and I've no more, like, and another symptom I used to have is that I used to drop the kids to school. I remember say to myself, I'm going to go for a walk now for an hour, maybe after I drop the kids to school. And I remember there was mornings I actually had to leave, stay in the car and not get out because I knew my legs wouldn't take me. Numbness. It was like a numbness. There was twice I ended up in the accident emergency because I actually thought I was getting a heart attack. So
Oh my
all
God,
that is,
my heart is breaking for you, but I know you've come out of it, but what a journey. Now, Mary Byrne has made a very good point here. Mary
yeah,
says some people confuse the symptoms with depression. It's not depression. The symptoms are awful. And, that was going through my mind as well when you were talking about it, because you are not a down person, you're an
no.
up person.
And
Um,
I remember going to a doctor one time and he said to me, Maura, would you think about going on antidepressants? And I was like, no, I'm not just saying, like, if I needed to go on antidepressant, if I was going through something in my life, I don't have a problem. I'm not saying that. Not that I have a stigma against it, but in the sense of, I feel like that I knew this was something different. I knew there was a lot of changes happening in my body. I'd read up on it and I kind of knew this. I was in the zone of the menopause. My mom had an early menopause, so I kind of knew. But as you said, you could easily confuse the symptoms.
Out of curiosity, Maura, did you start to menstruate early?
When I was 12,
Yeah, I was the same, 11 or 12.
mm,
Okay, so that I suppose that explains why
yeah,
it started earlier. But,
mhm,
lots of people, I mean, God, I'm just trying to think if somebody hadn't a clue that menopause could cause all these symptoms,
yeah,
and you were very unfortunate, like you had, I suppose you were the classic textbook case because you ticked every box,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness,
But you know, Anne,
and
do you know what now? When I wrote that article for the Echo, when Elaine Duggan asked me to write it there, geez, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying,
brilliant article, brilliant.
if one person reads that and gets comfort, like this Instagram live here now, the
Yeah.
same thing, you know what I mean? One person then, and it's worked. And I felt that if I read an article like that 2 years ago, it would have saved me an awful lot of heartache, and it would have saved me an awful lot of doubting, saying, "Oh my God, am I losing my mind?" or whatever. It's just, I suppose, I just feel that we're all women. I just think we all need to help each other, support each other rather than criticize, be the crutch for each other rather than be, you know, we're not talking about that because we're not that age yet. You know what? None of us know what age is going to be. I didn't think I was going to start at 46. You know what I mean? I'm there with my sister now and I kind of talk to her and I say, like, at least now I know that when her turn comes, I can support her.
That's right,
You
absolutely.
know?
It's, no, only good will come of this, Maura, only
Yeah.
good. And I'm so happy that you're feeling good again. And
Yeah.
you've got that lovely bubble that is Maura Mackey back. It's great.
Yes, I feel like
It's,
me again. I feel like I've been brought back to my normal self, which is great.
and are you still taking the HRT?
Yeah. So what I do now is that basically twice, every night I take a progesterone tablet before I go to bed, and twice a week I take the London Sea-based estrogen patch.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
simple now. I'm telling you now, it's actually probably only the size, of maybe two of my nails. Literally, it's the tiniest little thing, and you can put it either on your abdomen, or you can put it on the back, lower your back, or you can put it on your bum cheek if you want to. But it's not a bit invasive, nothing. It's just simple. Look, it's as easy as ABC. And when you think for something as simple as that, that'll give you your life back, and by God, it has given me my life back. You know what? Now bring it on.
And is that a slow release? I presume it is a slow
Yeah,
release thing. Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Do you know?
Oh gosh, if anybody has any nuggets to share, please do. Or if you want to get something off your chest, do, because it's only really relatively recently that people have started talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
menopause in this way.
yeah. And you
I
know
don't
who
know
else?
why it wasn't talked about. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
What you say, Anne?
I don't know why it wasn't talked about, really.
Huh? Maybe people saw it as a subject that we couldn't talk about, and maybe now that, I suppose, the time we're in and people are more open to having conversations about things like that, they're kind of saying, you know what, it's okay to talk about it. Let's not hush it away and push it away, like.
And I'm just thinking, all during lockdown for that year and a half, I'm quite sure there were many women who didn't want to go to their GP and
Yeah,
didn't want to go wherever and suffered in silence at home.
yeah. And I have to say, and I was thinking to myself, if I didn't have the support of my family and my sister, my mother, my husband, in fact, I don't know would I be here right now. And I'm being honest.
Oh, oh my God.
That's like there was one or two times that I really did hit rock bottom, you know? And I'm just being honest now, you know what I
I
mean?
know, no, I know you are, and I know you, Maura. And you're that's not you. That is just
No,
not your
no,
personality,
no.
it's not your psyche. Mary said, think our GPs should be more informed. Yes, I agree, absolutely, and should be up to date with everything, and all the different treatments, because there isn't a one treatment fits everybody. You have to figure it all out, and people will have varying degrees as well. Maybe even
And
if you
there's
just
some ladies and they've
yeah.
no symptoms, and I say I'm delighted for you because it's great. Um, but I do think more awareness in the GPs and kind of, not just to push it away, but we're not going mad, help us.
And more empathy as well, and support,
Yeah.
and practical supports, uh,
And I think in
because
workplaces as well, and I think that,
mm,
like, I was only speaking to a friend of mine 2 weeks ago there, and she was like, "Oh my God, Maura, I hadn't seen her in ages." And obviously, COVID stopped us from seeing each other. But she was saying that she gives presentations, and she said, like, if she wakes up in the morning and she knows she has symptoms and she has to give a presentation, then she's like, "Oh my God, the stress is there with that alone." That she's thinking, "How am I going to give that presentation?" Because she works with an awful lot of men. So how was she going to come across and say, "Okay, guys, I'm not having a good day today. I mightn't be able to give that presentation." So there needs to be something brought in more into workplace as well for people to say, "Hey, I need help. I'm kind of going through a bit of a bad spell today. You know,
do you know what? I just had a random thought. I'm thinking again during COVID. Think of all the HSE workers who were wearing all the protective gear, which was
yeah,
so hot. Never mind if you had this raging furnace inside you as well.
yeah, 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 yeah. I do really feel that COVID was probably very tough on people that were going through these symptoms as well as dealing with the COVID thing. And people that not everyone has supports, and that's why then the doctors and companies that you're working for need to step up and help in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Say I'm listening now, and I suspect I'm starting menopause and I'm feeling awful. What would you suggest that person does?
Go and get your bloods done. That is your first protocol. Go to your doctor, get your bloods done, see where you are. Don't just say, here, I'm not there yet. Do you know what? We've nothing to lose. It's only going to cost you a trip to the doctor. Get it done. At least you have an idea then. And then, you know what? Now you might have no symptoms, like as you might have no bad symptoms.
Mhm.
And please God, everything will go okay for you. But you know what? It's your body. Be in control of you. Do you know?
Are there any sort of supplementary things that you can take as well?
Oh, I think I've taken. You
You've
wouldn't believe
taken
me.
them all.
I've
Okay.
taken them all. That lady now in the Happy Hormones Club, Ashley Tobin, she, like, if you get your bloods done, and she also does treatments for people alternatively if they need help. But I remember Lorraine Keane there is also the clean, is it Menamin Clean Marine?
That's right. That's right.
She is always on about that, and she says it's very good for help. And people find sage very good as well. I've heard a lot
That's
of people
right.
saying. But they're the two things that I came across. I won't lie, I've tried everything. Things probably that I shouldn't even have tried, but I tried them alternatively. Um, you know, but you would take anything
Of
if you
course
thought
you
about
would.
it,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know?
It's because it's not just impacting you; it's impacting on your husband, your family,
House,
your
you're like,
kids.
I won't, and like there was times here that I'd say my kids were like, "Oh my God, who is that woman?" And my husband was
Oh,
saying the same because I was cranky, I was moody, like nothing was right no matter what they said. No matter what they could say, it wasn't whatever they said wasn't right. And you know what? I didn't mean it. You know, I feel that was like the other Maura, but in the sense of, I just felt that every part of me was just, I was like, I thought the whole world was against me. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, sure, what would they know? But like, tell them how you're feeling, and you know what, people will support you rather than being against you, you know?
my God. Actually, this is interesting. Kavina, I'm delighted more that life is good again for you. We all are. Fascinating. My friend believes in a magnetic, something that you wear in your underwear.
Yes, I bought it too. It's like hardwire,
Really?
like it's like a shape of the top of that now. It's a magnetic thing that you put a bit on the outside and you put a bit on the inside, and it hangs onto the inside in your underwear, but it's supposed to regulate your hormones. Look, it works for some people. I tried it, it didn't work for me. I tried magnetic bands, I won't say substances that I thought would help me, and they didn't help. But look, that was my story. But like, try everything. I definitely felt I was ready to start the HRT because personally myself, because of my mom's journey, I knew that I had tried everything alternatively before I started it.
And I suppose there are varying degrees, and yours was without doubt
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah. I was
extreme.
just one of the unlucky ones. But look, do you know what? I find myself that I'm lucky now that I found a solution and I have my life back, and Win-win. Do you know?
Oh, Maura, I'm so happy to hear that. Well, do you know
Yeah.
what? On that note, I'll go because you have a school run to do, I know.
I do. Ron, and
Yeah.
listen, thanks to you, and I hope that, look, my story has helped a few people here today, and you know.
You know, Maura, maybe send me the names whenever you get the school run done, the names of that happy hormone group and
Well,
your doctor's name as well, and I'll just pop them here just in case anybody wants to do a little
no,
bit
you
more
never know
research
exactly. They're there for everyone. No problem. I
because
will.
you've done all the research for them.
No bother.
Yes,
I'd be
have a
glad to help.
lovely weekend. And are you going to head down to the mobile home for the
Tomorrow,
midterm
no,
break?
maybe for
Yeah.
later too. No, the weather's not supposed to be the best, but look, do you know what? Now it's a long weekend, so we might as well do something.
Do surely. Sun's shining in Donegal, where it
Oh,
always shines,
it is,
right?
it is perfect, perfect.
Listen, lovely to see you,
Enjoy.
Maura, and lovely to see that smile back on your face. Shirley is saying, glad you're feeling well now, Maura. Thanks for your honesty. Thanks both. Everybody's saying thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome,
No,
lads. You're more than
thank you
welcome.
so much. All
And
right,
thanks for
Maura.
having me.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, she's amazing. She really is amazing, and she's been through hell and back. But I'm so glad that she had the bravery to share her amazing story with us. So you guys go have a lovely, lovely weekend. I will be back next week. I don't know what day, what time, but I will be back. And yeah, do something nice for yourself over the weekend. Stay safe, stay fabulous, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon.